if I want to have 20 different flavors of Dairy Queen ice cream cakes and that's all we're serving.
Bro, that would be sick. I don't think I could complain about that.
I'm getting married just to have a Dairy Queen ice cream cake buffet. It's just one of those days here on MKUSUAL. Just like MK Ultra, but more normal. It's the advice column. It's Wednesday. I'm here with Dennis.
Am I the asshole doing the whole show out of frame?
Nope. You're a sweet angel of a man.
Oh, all right, I'll come back.
It works.
It's like cat food in the hand.
He loves cat food.
I just love cat food. It's high in protein. I'm bulking. Stop eating cat food.
All day yesterday, Max at work had a can.
A guy he works with.
A guy I work with. I work at a restaurant with this guy. And he had a can of tuna with him. This is a fine dining French restaurant.
Ooh,
so,
it's like the loaded gun. What you gonna do with the tuna, Max?
Yeah. And we gave him shit all day. And we were so busy. And he didn't have time to eat. And then all day he waited to make this tuna salad and eat a sandwich. And he toasted the bread. And then an order came in for a croque madame sandwich, and we had to use the bread he toasted for a sandwich.
Oh, he had to eat it right out of the can. Max, my
He
little
was
kitten.
so close to having his fucking sandwich he'd been waiting all day to have. He brought a can of tuna to work.
I love a good tuna salad sandwich.
Is
I
it?
would say that's my number one thing at a deli.
It was a great tuna. He had some capers in it. We
Ooh.
make our own mayo.
Ooh,
It was a
that is the
It was a
superior
it was a
deli
very
sandwich.
very good sandwich, and then he eventually got to have it. Anyway,
Welcome to Tuna Talk.
tuna talk with bulky Dennis and average Nick.
Oh dear Lord. Well, let's see here. You want to start this week? This is when we do Am I the Assholes?
Yeah, how you feeling?
Although, this might be the last week. When we hit 100, we're thinking about shaking things up.
We're gonna shake each other up. You know what I'm saying?
So we're going to need some comments because
Basically, Lori and Tony are gonna decide the
Lori
future
and
of the
Tony?
show.
you got some voting to do. Phil gave up on us after. He's like, I'm your undying fan. Make us your only person. Well, that was 90 episodes ago.
Well,
We're thinking about making it more random again. Maybe some of the same segments, but all mixed up.
yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. A little mixed bag every day. We still want to do it every day. Anyway, so how am I feeling? I'm feeling saucy. Please don't have a murder-suicide.
Okay,
Please don't have a murder-suicide
I can do
story.
that this week.
Okay.
This week I can do that. I'll start out with a. This one's about a joke. Am I the asshole for making a dad joke?
Ooh.
Madeline, who was about a year old when I married her mother, Jessica. Madeline is his stepdaughter. She was a year old when he married her mother, Jessica. Madeline's father died before she was born.
Okay.
Madeline is currently 15 and she's rebelling for almost everything. She did something bad, so while picking her up, I set a punishment up for her. Then she said, "You're not my dad. I don't have to follow you." Honestly, I got a bit hurt from that, but I understand that she didn't mean it and that she'd probably change. I just replied, "I'm still your legal guardian for the next 3 years, and as long as you are in my house, you have to follow my rules." That happened about 2 days ago. So our family was going grocery shopping. I just did a fucking accidental racist Asian accent. They were going shopping. They were going grocery shopping when Madeline said, "I'm hungry, I need food." I decide to be extremely cheeky and say, "Hi, hungry, I'm not your dad."
Wow.
Bazinga. My son, based, just started to laugh uncontrollably. My daughter, who was just quiet with embarrassment.
How old's the son?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
And my wife was berating me not to stoop down to her level. I honestly thought it was a funny dad joke, and my son agrees, so am I the asshole?
Oh, wow.
Here's a mini update. This was from 5 years ago, so
Still interesting.
I'll probably give a full update later, but what happened so far, I go to my daughter's room after dinner and begin talking with her. Actually, let's give our opinions and then I'll do the update.
Okay.
As it stands, if you heard this, is he the asshole?
No.
It's a pretty good joke.
I think it's a pretty good joke.
And
yeah.
I would argue she asked for it.
Yeah, I know this isn't your biological father. I know you're 15.
Yeah. She didn't.
Dude, the guy's raised you since you were 1.
Right.
That's an extremely hurtful thing to say to somebody. I get it. You're a teenager.
You don't, and as a teenager, I will say in her defense, you probably don't fully understand why or how hurtful that is.
No, of course not. No.
So, and he's pretty understanding. He's like, she's just a kid. You know, shouldn't mean it.
Yeah, it obviously bothers him enough though that he the first chance he got time he got a chance.
Yeah.
I still say not the asshole. Well, okay, here's the thing. It sounds like he treats her like his daughter.
Yeah, I think it's a good. I'll read the update, and I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here's what happened so far. I go to my daughter's room after dinner and begin. This is 2 days later. And begin talking with her. Hey, I'm really sorry that I hurt you by the words I said, and I am really your dad. I changed your diapers, I met your boyfriend, and I plan on helping you through college. And plus, I'm legally your dad, so we're stuck together. But seriously, I'm going to love you like my daughter, even if you don't think I'm your dad. Then I hugged her. She did start to cry. I assume that's good.
Oh, okay. Happy ending.
Yeah. Like you're saying, he
Happy
treats her
ending.
like...
This is
like
one of those
his
he
daughter.
felt bad.
Yeah. He could have not said that joke was for him, you know?
Yeah.
And like being an adult, he probably knew better. The mom I thought was funny. She was just mad at him because he was stooping to her level.
Yeah, that's
Like, not like don't say it, just like...
right.
Not,
Be the bigger man.
but she didn't invalidate her husband's feelings, which I thought was nice.
Yeah. I think this sounds like a wholesome family.
Yeah. They seem well adjusted.
The whole thing, I'm sure the whole thing seems well adjusted and cool. Nice, heartwarming. It's a heartwarming story. I'm at a loss for which one of these to do. Do you want more dad content? Do you want Asian content?
Well, I did a accidental Asian accent, and we're talking about dads, so let's create some synergy in this.
All right, let's do the Asian.
Yes.
This comes from Green Strawberry. Am I the asshole for being uncomfortable with my friend's weird Korea Boo indie show, even though he's Korean? I, 21-year-old female, have a friend, John, 23-year-old male, who I met in university. For context, I am white, shocker, and grew up in the UK. John is Korean. My mom met her husband, who is Korean, and we moved to Korea when I was 15. I've lived here ever since. He's been writing and planning a pilot episode for a TV show he wants to make, and he asked me to star as the main character. I agreed. I read the script, and it seemed pretty solid. This guy wants to get with you. However, the final draft had many red flags. The main one being that it seemed to fetishize Korean people and Korean culture. This is a Korean guy in Korea. The main character who I was supposed to play was a white girl who moves to Korea and is immediately adored by everyone around her, especially a group of conventionally attractive Korean men. The dialogue felt unnatural, like it was written by someone... God, he's trying to get with her so hard. The dialogue... Dude, oh my God. The dialogue felt unnatural, like it was written by someone who had only experienced Korea through K-dramas and idol interviews. He's writing a K-drama. There were scenes where the main character would randomly speak an awkward, half-broken Korean, and instead of being realistic or learning moment, it was played off as charming and quirky. Like you. He's trying to make you the white girl. Some moments even felt like they were lifted straight from over-the-top fan fiction. Think Emily in Paris on crack. To be clear, this isn't supposed to be a satirical comedy or anything. It's meant to be serious. When I first brought it up with John, he brushed it off and said that since he's Korean, he can't be a Koreaboo. He accused me of being a gatekeeper of Korean culture, which felt ironic since, you know, he's the one writing a Koreaboo fantasy. He also said that as a white person, I shouldn't be the one deciding what is or isn't an acceptable portrayal of Korea. He eventually let it slip that the reason why the script story is like this is to cater towards actual Koreaboos and capitalizing on the recent release of Squid Game and Western interest in Korean culture. So the show goes viral. He said he's really upset by me pushing back and that this could be our big break, except I don't want to be a big break to something so borderline racist. Now I'm feeling conflicted. I still think the script was uncomfortable and I don't regret calling it out, but I wonder if I was too blunt or judgmental. For the record, the community has adjudicated this no assholes here. That neither Green Strawberry or John are assholes. I think she is the asshole.
Well, if you're a juror, can you not vote? Is there like a null or like a neutral vote? Or does it have to
We've always on this show had the category, not an asshole, just a blank.
Okay. Not an asshole, just a fucking smelly bitch.
Holy shit.
Sorry.
That's a synonym. That's a gender-specific synonym.
Yeah, I did that
I know.
on purpose. No, I did it on accident. I don't know enough about like the Koreaboo culture, I guess, to know if it's like an endearing thing in Korean. Like in Korea, is it something that they appreciate as like a soap opera? Because like a soap opera isn't how human beings behave, but it's like, you know what I'm saying?
From
like,
what I'm reading here, Koreaboo is someone who's obsessed with Korean culture so much they denounce their own culture and call themselves Korean. Isn't that what a weeb is?
Yeah, that's like a white Asian person fan.
A Koreaboo is a weeboo for Korea.
That's cool. They got their own category.
So you're saying you don't know enough about the culture to pass judgment?
I just didn't know. I guess if there was something specific, but if that's what it is, he's Korean.
He's Korean.
So she's not an asshole, but
He's not just Korean. He's like Korean.
Born there, raised there, supports the great leader.
I assume this is North Korea, the good one.
North means above and
North
therefore
means
better.
Better. It's like the Civil War.
Or the Americas.
Yes. Bro, he is in, let's say, America. I know it's different. America's not a race. But let's say that you wanted to produce American content that appealed to people in Germany. And you looked at the shit they like that's American that you export over there, or you look at the Japanese people like that we export over there, and you say, I'm going to make the type of American shit that they like overseas. And there is lots of bands and creators that do that shit. This is essentially what he's doing. He's saying like, oh, I have a time now because I'm this creative person and they love Squid Game and there's all these Koreaboos, so I want to capitalize on it by getting Americans and people in other cultures that kind of fetishize my culture to... And the whole story is about a white woman from England who's goes over there and all the Korean guys are in love with her and she speaks broken Korean and stuff. I don't see how in the world a Korean person doing that would be racist or in any way harmful. And so I would say by definition, she either needs to say, this is not something I want to be involved in, or get out. Like, to try to change it or to morally disagree with him over something like this on those grounds, to me, is asshole territory. Now, it sounded like a lot of it was just an artistic critique.
Yeah.
If she thinks it's cheesy and not good, that's one thing.
This is like
Then just don't be part of it.
It seems like she's like leveraging some. That's like a that's like a too personal thing to say directly. So she's maybe like using this to like.
But what a bizarre.
That seems pretty convoluted to like. Well, it made me think of Franz Kafka, familiar.
Yeah.
He wrote this book called America, Amerika, which I don't know why he spelled it like that, but it was kind of like that in that he had never been to America, but wrote this book about it. And this, like, it was essentially based on European myths about America, and he wrote this, like, and the critiques are like, oh, it's so surreal, it's not anything like America, but it is like Kafka would write about America.
Yeah.
There's like these strange rules and bureaucracies, and it deals with the same theme. So I don't know.
Trying to find examples of this.
She seems like a person who, it sounds like she grew up in the UK, but then moved. Did it say why they moved? Was it military or job?
No, I don't remember.
Well, okay, so I guess my point is like she seems like a very online type of person, and like is forming her opinions from like online opinions and not necessarily lived experience of these things.
Yes.
It just, I don't know, seems either very deeply personal or like so impersonal.
I mean, this gives examples of people who have done this. It argues Bruce Lee did this. It said that he specifically curated his movies. Even though he did know Kung Fu, he specifically curated his characters in movies for Western audiences who kind of fetishized like Kung Fu and stuff.
Presented in the style of...
It says a lot of samurai, like a lot of...
Okay.
The Magnificent Seven, Seven Samurai, stuff like that is specifically kind of made for Western audiences. It lists river dance, turned traditional Irish step dancing into an internationally famous ultra theatrical spectacle that played into romanticization of Irish culture, the American Southern Gothic and country mythology for export. Dolly Parton does this across the globe. I feel like this isn't actually that abnormal. I think she's overly sensitive.
Have you ever seen the movie The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise? Where he's like at the end of feudal Japan and he is the last samurai.
Oh, that's crazy. He would do that.
Yeah, not based on...
I love water. Well, whatever.
She's just...
I'm not saying she's a big old asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, her mom met her husband who's Korean. They moved there as a family. Her stepdad's Korean. Dude, she's got a sensitivity about race and Korean culture and stuff that's distinct from a native-born Korean sensitivities. She needs to let that shit go. I would say to try to tank what he sees as his big break based on your sensibilities about the culture that he's in,
right,
that you weren't born into, is an asshole move. I get that you're trying to be a good person and non-racist and shit, but you're doing something that's kind of asshole-ish.
All feelings are valid. They are not all facts.
My facts don't care about your feelings. You've been owned, green strawberry, with facts and logic.
No, I had a therapist.
First of all,
I had a therapist say that to my ex in a group counseling session.
Ooh, that had to feel good. Oh man, that's like a freaking...
One that I was brought to under the impression that the therapist knew I was coming, and the therapist did not know I was coming.
Ooh, the therapist probably felt off guard Used her black magic on the girlfriend. Usually they're on the... Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
dude, Kobe. That had to feel good.
it did.
All right, what's your next one?
Oh, okay. Am I the asshole? This is another one from a few years ago. Am I the asshole for flipping out on my fiance for canceling all the vegan food options from our wedding food menu behind my back?
Ooh.
My fiance, 31 male, and I, 25 female, are getting married soon. There wasn't much that we disagreed on during the wedding planning except for food. Me and my family are vegans, and there are so many reasons why we chose this lifestyle, and one of them being that we have a history of health issues.
How old is she?
She's 25.
Okay, keep going.
He's 31. My fiance and his family are the complete opposite. They're hardcore
America!
meat eaters, which is fine
You
by
don't
me.
like it, you get out!
It's fine by her, obviously.
I think this is going to be the first time I hear a vegan and a meat eater argue, and I'm like fully on the vegan side, but keep going.
Yeah. However, when deciding on the wedding food menu, I wanted to add 4 to 5 vegan options for the fucking bride's family.
That's a little much, but okay.
I wanted to add 4 to 5 vegan options. My fiance and his mom objected, saying it was a waste of our money over food that isn't real food. I got a point there. Vegetables are not real.
Yeah, wait, does 4 or 5 mean 4 or 5 complete dishes? Or does it mean like green beans and potatoes and, you see what I'm saying? A
Yes.
salad? Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I don't
That could mean
know.
a lot of different things.
Because you could have green beans, roasted potatoes, and then like a vegan chicken or a chicken breast.
Yeah, if you're building like a fucking Cheesecake Factory menu for your wedding, then I would have to agree with the husband.
Yeah.
Okay, but
It's not clear. Maybe they'll clear it up. They also argued that this would be offensive for their guests.
Oh my god.
And suggested my vegan options just be the good old salads and appetizers. See, this implies that they were trying to just make the choice be vegan with no meat option. That's what that as someone who's done catering and this type of stuff, it sounds like the caterer is,
Oh, see, what I read this as now that you've said that, I read it as there are already vegan sides. She wants 5 vegan entrees.
yes, that
Okay.
they're adding solely vegan options to the menu.
Okay.
That won't be. It's like they want a vegan burger, but not an actual beef burger.
Saying it's offensive to you is a total dick fucking thing to say.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest here. I will eat meat till the day I die, probably. Vegans can be insufferable. I've known a couple.
Yeah.
But they do have more of a moral claim. To say I'm offended, it's weak and stupid. But to say I'm offended that you killed this cow is so much different than saying I'm offended that you're eating spinach.
Yeah, that's the carnivore being like, nuh-uh, you are.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
maybe these people are so insufferable that this is the meat eater's time to, like, get them back.
Right.
Okay, but the
Okay,
wedding
okay.
is probably not a great time to do that. Let's keep going.
And suggested my vegan options should just be the good old salads and appetizers. His mom wanted cupcakes. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I said no because, for one, it's me and my family who's paying.
Well, that was going to be my thought. The bride's father pays.
And 2, I want to make my guests feel welcome and not be treated as second-class citizens by being served. Okay, so more of their family is vegan than just them. Then just being served salads. My fiance made a face and said, "Isn't that what vegans eat?"
Dear God.
I refused to argue about it and said it was final. Okay. The other day, I found out that he had canceled all the vegan options and took them off the menu completely and behind my back. I was seething. I called him at work, but he kept hanging up on me. I went straight to his workplace and confronted him there and just flipped out on him. He was stunned to see me. He at first said it was his mom's idea and then told me to go home because I was making a scene at the office. The fight continued at home, and he defended himself by saying that I sort of made him resort to doing this after I kept brushing off his thoughts and input and refusing to accommodate his family.
What?
But there was plenty of meat options. Why can't I get 4 to 5 vegan options when I'm paying for it? He yelled that it was his wedding too, not my family's.
What the fuck?
My family said it was fine and they'll figure it out and told me to let it go, but I refused.
What do you mean they'll figure it out? It's not their choice.
No, the bride's family.
Oh.
Yeah, yes.
This is toxic as fuck, dude. Everything about this.
On both sides.
I mean, he clearly instigated this. Going to his work's a bit much. That's crazy. You shouldn't do that to people.
Yeah. Okay, well, do you want the update? I guess there's an update.
Leave and cleave. The biblical phrase that refers to the act of leaving your family of origin to form a new family unit with your spouse. Why is this guy's mom involved in this shit at all if they're not writing the checks?
Yeah.
Why is he listening to his parents? He's getting ready to start his whole new thing, and he's doing shit behind her back. He's being sneaky. So yeah, go ahead. Well, that's a long ass update. Do we have to? I kind of want to know though. I kind of feel like if this is indicative of the relationship, you need to run, dude. I can't believe I'm giving this advice. You need to run from this dude. That's crazy.
Now they're into like he's mad at her for saying my money, I paid for it.
You can read it if you want.
No, it's like
it looks like it's more than the original.
It's just like more outside family members are like policing their marriage and they need to resolve it on their own and like
he should. Okay, first problems first. How long have they been? He doesn't know that her and her entire family are vegan. Like, he's not sticking up for his wife at all. He's like letting his parents, who aren't paying anything, do this weird. Ooh, it offends us that you eat tofu.
Hey, how about this? Mom and dad carnivore pitch in so they can have their steaks and salmon.
But she already had options, meat options.
Yeah, but okay, would you let a vegan pick your carnivore menu for you? You know what I'm saying?
I kind of feel, honestly, I kind of feel this way about weddings and stuff. One, I think people go way fucking overboard. I don't understand why they spend the money they don't. I've been this close to being married a couple times. I don't get it. I never got it. But if you want to do that, fine. Two, if you're not the one writing the check and it's not your fucking wedding, what do you give a shit if they serve Captain Crunch at the wedding? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's one night. It's one meal of your entire life. Like, what are you doing? This is the mom and dad of the man, and the man being a pussy, completely running roughshod over his bride, who he should be defending.
Community says not the asshole.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I mean, the work thing is inappropriate, but like, if this is the way they fucking are, she's probably being driven slowly insane before they're even married.
Yeah. The only... I agree. The only thing is that it says I wanted to add 4 to 5 vegan options. So it sounds like maybe in the planning process there was a menu presented with a balance. Obviously the caterer would know that the bride's family and several other people in their family are vegan. And that the other side is not. So to have both, and it sounds like maybe she wanted to add 4 or 5 more. Like,
she's the bride.
It doesn't, yeah,
her
exactly.
dad's writing all the checks.
And it doesn't...
She's not taking away your meat.
It doesn't sound like they were replacing.
No.
So...
I didn't hear the word replace one time in that. I heard they have vegan sides, normal sides, which meat eaters eat. They have meat, and she wanted to add vegan fortified options. What I take that to mean is the original menu was like carrots, green beans, potatoes, steak, chicken, and she wanted to add tofu pasta or something.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, we're offended that you're adding tofu pasta. Husband takes his parents' side, cancels tofu pasta. Now if you go to this chick's wedding and you're part of her family, and if you're the bride herself, you have to eat fucking mashed potatoes and green beans, and that's your entire dinner on the day you get married. You can't even have the meal that you want because it offends your husband's parents that you're not going to eat the steak and chicken. That is maddening, dude. This is the difference between, like, okay, someone's Muslim and they don't eat pork, and they're like, you shouldn't eat pork either because it's wrong. You could be like, okay, whatever, I'm going to do my own thing. That's the difference between that and, like, slipping pork into their food and being like, it offends me that you don't eat pork. Like, those are two wildly different things. Even though I'm not a Muslim, I'm not a vegan, the husband or the fiance guy is so clearly in the wrong.
Yeah.
And then did it in a sneaky way, and then said she's freaking out. Dude, I think if this is indicative of the relationship, she needs to get the fuck out. It's not going to be good for either one of them. There's just no way.
This is going to...
She can't eat food on her fucking wedding day.
She can't have the food she wants to eat on her wedding day. Yeah. I do agree with the, like, over-the-topness of weddings, but also, like, it is one day, so why can't you choose? It's your day.
Same,
like,
yeah. I get it.
Like, yeah.
I get it. And she's talking about adding a menu item.
If I want to have 20 different flavors of Dairy Queen ice cream cakes and that's all we're serving...
Bro, that would be sick. I don't think I could complain about that.
I'm getting married just to have a Dairy Queen ice cream cake buffet.
I want... Dude...
What are you going to have?
I want all my ex-girlfriends...
On your special day.
...to be those naked sushi girls. And you can't take it away from me, because that's my special day, and they're still my friends.
Yeah.
That's what I want on my special day, is to be supported by my friends. Oh, yeah. You tell me, hey, I got one for you with this vegan chick, and she flipped out on her boyfriend. I immediately, I knew he was that fucking dick. He was the fucking asshole. Immediately. Yeah. All right, I'll got one.
This could have easily just swapped places and gone exactly the same way. Like, the vegan canceled all the meat options and, like...
Even that, I still don't think would be as bad.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Actually, no, you're right, because then the meat eaters would have to eat the sides.
Yeah.
Or the vegan thing. I don't know. Again, I see it kind of similar as, like, adding the pork to the Muslims thing versus not giving a person who ordered pork. Like, I don't fucking know. All I know is at my wedding, we're all eating guns. I don't know what
Sick.
the fuck.
You gotta bring your own, or are you gonna provide firearms?
Do you want to round this out with one about weed?
Yeah.
A tattoo?
I've been thinking about weed a lot lately.
Or dad's content creation?
Ooh, what's Dad up to?
You want to do that?
I think I want to find out what Dad's up to.
Okay. This is from Pretend Sugar. Am I the asshole for not supporting my dad's content creation? It's not as spicy as you were hoping. This is going to bring us back to our Monday conversation. My dad recently got inspired to make videos for YouTube Shorts. Cool. The problem is he wants to use a ton of AI art in them. I have a hard time supporting it because I personally think it's theft. I also am going to school for animation, so it's a very personal gripe. I told him numerous times about how I'm worried about how this technology will impact me landing a job in the future and how the whole concept pisses me off. This was before he even started down the whole content creation stuff. Dude, I feel like she reverse talked him into doing this. He empathized with me, and I thought he understood, but he clearly didn't. He went as far as to hide what he was doing for a while before finally telling me about it. He's pretty upset that I'm unsupportive, but he already knew how I felt about it. I don't get why he expects me to change my mind on it, especially when it's unnecessary. There are a million ways to make videos. He doesn't need to generate these images. But he keeps trying to show me to change my mind. He says, it's actually not that easy. It took me a long time to generate all these images. Can't you just be happy for me? It's hard. I know that he's always wanted to make videos, and it's the first time in a while that he's been so excited, but I just don't get why he has to do it this way. Am I being a jerk? Should I suck it up and be more supportive?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say yes, too.
Yes and yes.
It does give me weird vibes, though. It does. I mean,
How so?
well,
From
okay, my mom has no musical interest. She loves music. I think she played the clarinet in school, but I'm pretty sure she's not touched a musical instrument since she was maybe 16 or something like that. Okay, so it's fair to say she has no musical interest. I've played keyboards in some bands, and I like to make music on my own free time. If I started to go to school for music, and then out of nowhere, my mom started making AI-generated music and trying to blow up on YouTube, it's a little weird.
Okay, I see where you're going now.
It's almost like a parental jealousy type thing, it feels like a little bit. Because he starts right as she goes to school for animation, and she's telling him how much she hates this AI stuff that steals stuff. I mean, he can do whatever. He's not doing anything illegal or immoral, in my opinion. I mean, it depends. You know, we just had a whole rant 2 days ago about lazy content.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm just gonna say no one's the asshole. Wait, so you say she's the asshole, though?
Just that she should be supportive.
Yeah.
If your dad's happy, let him be happy.
He's making YouTube videos.
But if he's doing it out of some spite or jealousy, and that's some unprocessed, maybe, that could be uncomfortable.
That's almost one of those conversations that's like too deep to have in a family.
Yes.
You just have to die wondering, kind of. You got to pack that deep down inside. Maybe he did. Maybe, you're like I said, my mom did play music. Maybe would have, you know what I mean? Maybe he would have liked to have been an artist, but he never got the schooling because he had to go to work or something. There's a lot to unpack there. Maybe his love of art in some way, even though he wasn't a professional, led her to want to be an animator. There's a lot. Parents and children sometimes have very similar dreams.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons. You're genetically very similar. You're raised by the other person. You would tend to have similar talents.
I would, my mom, I would talk about this before, but my mom had me when she was in school for music performance, like vocal and piano.
Interesting.
And then she had me, and she didn't get to finish that or pursue that. And then I grew up around her, and she played piano at the church, and she had a piano in our house my whole life. So I always heard her playing music and then singing, and she had a kind of like a Supremes female all vocal thing that she worked on for a while when I was younger. And they did those old timey. Yeah.
And now you're a musician. Yeah.
So it does
it's complicated.
Yeah. And maybe and I've had music projects and done stuff associated with music, and maybe there is some of that. I don't know. But
I mean, I'll say right now. Okay, actually, I'll give a great example. I would attribute the majority of my sense of humor to my father. Very healthy mix for my mom. Maybe it's 50-50. I don't know. I could see my dad wanting to get into stand-up comedy, possibly. My grandpa came out a few times.
okay.
We have a very similar sense of humor. If he woke up out of the blue tomorrow and started making the type of shit we talk about on Sundays, the stolen meme content, the dad joke content, and was just killing it online, how would I feel? I honestly think I would just be supportive. I can't see even getting to the point of confronting him over it. it doesn't affect really in the aggregate. I mean, he's one small piece of something she feels like will affect her career.
There is a way to have that conversation. It just is like delicate. It would be hard not to like.
Does it flow both ways? My mom's a very talented author. She's self-published a book. She's written probably three novels. If I out of nowhere was like, I've mentioned to her like, oh, I might want to do National Novel Writing Month. She's never been like, you're stealing my, you know. I think the problem here is the AI. She essentially she doesn't feel like she has to be supportive of him because she doesn't see him as supportive of her. Because he is putting artificial art out in the world, which she sees as directly impacting her career and like possibly stealing from her. It's complicated. Yeah, I'm a.
I just want to see what kind of
We
hentai
all know
porn.
it's Sonic the Hedgehog hentai. We all know. Remember that episode where we just went through that guy's porn Reddit?
Oh, dude, let's do it again right now.
I do once a week probably. It was all just like Elsa with her kids out.
He's creating the Tony the Tiger and Shrek content we all wanted.
We were all been asking for. All right, we've gone over the rails. That's sufficient. Tune in tomorrow for Mailbag Thursday.
We said no furries, and
We said no furry content.
You said no furries.
We almost got there.
I said not on my watch.
You made no promises. You're the maverick. You never know what this guy's going to do.
Well, we love you. Tune in tomorrow for more furry content here on MKUSUAL.
See you tomorrow.
Like and subscribe.